Guys, it's MJ from I UNPLUG. How are you? I just wanted to quickly go live and share a little intuitive energy update. You'll notice I'm not really putting like dates, months, years. This has just come into my awareness via one of you around anything that's like linking us to time frames, things that bind us to externalizing our power, basically. And easily give our power to collective and or external timeline events, even like obviously around the YouTube and internet in these communities. There's this talk of the event and or the talk of like a cataclysm, and I think this sort of trigger fight flight response of the human condition is what's weirdly, that is what keeps us limited and bound. And this is again your guys' insight around bound to this Gregorian calendar, these collective agreement imprints around our beingness, essentially. And I'm now suddenly aware of like, so when I was breaking free from systematic imprints, systematic patterning, I noticed that the days of the week had like a vibrashe. So Friday had a very specific feeling, for example, Sunday. And for years I claimed Monday as my days off and my kind of duvet day. And the reason being was like Sunday always had this feeling of kind of dread, and I realized like how that it can't be me, because like I have a day off tomorrow. I'm not dreading going to work, and this is already at a point when I was teaching and embracing being my own boss and all that kind of stuff. So it's like Monday had this such heavy day, and of course as the days of the week went on, the days would lighten up and have a slightly different energetic frequency. So now I'm suddenly aware that that continues. Like, we know that we're outworking patterns within patterns within patterns. We're upgrading into different patterns. And for me, part of the patterns that are dissolving now are like yearly, monthly, and what was the other one? Oh, like the 8-hour sleep cycle. Like the 8-hour sleep cycle is totally imprinted from enslavement indoctrination and working 9 to 5, you know? And so when we break free from that, we don't have to sleep the same way that we're taught and trained to. And it's completely different when you allow the body's intelligence to be unified with your consciousness desires, with your consciousness blueprint, destiny, whatever you want to, projections, you know, like whatever you want to call it, and then disengaging these kind of conformist, limited patterns. And so only probably the last few, you've noticed I've not put like the specific date timeline in truth, because it's actually not relevant. People still find videos I did from 4 or 5 years ago. Those videos are relevant to the people as and when they find them, because we're all in our own unique creation bubble. There's no forward and back anymore. There's no like collective timeline imprint in any rigid way. So the truth is, the collective energy updates are just when I'm feeling into the space and sensing these deeper shifts. And yeah, because it's likely that these shares may or will likely align with stuff that's going on in whatever channels you're tuning into, whatever frequencies you're tuning into. But I UNPLUG TV will no longer be kind of pinpointing those dots, you could say, in existence, as far as like the month that we're in, right? simply because I'm endeavoring that freedom, that next level freedom of not being bound to the Gregorian calendar, not being bound to that fluctuation of energy. Due to our collective holiday zones and certainly the weather, like, and the nature cycles. So for me, the important thing is to attune to just the natural cycles of the planet in this cosmos, rather than feeding the construct of our working enslavement patternings. And ultimately, that's what these online courses, that's what online entrepreneurship is really about in new paradigm terms. It's disrupting the stronghold of that reincarnation, enslavement, dark web, as it were, and our economy is intertwined in that. But the more of us who break free and siphon energies, or no, and it's not siphoning, it's pure creation mode, right? That, in fact, that is the difference. Is that once we break free from that, we go into regenesis and become the creator. Thus, we have this stuff to create and feed into the collective. Versus when we're still really bound to the system in that way, we're sort of unconsciously having to be little sucklers, because the system kind of programs us to all be kind of takers and not have enough worthiness to create from within. And so we disconnect that and have to kind of feed off of the tentacles of the system to continue our life force, right? So you guys, thank you so much for listening today. I appreciate you guys so much. Feel free to head over to alltolove.com and buy one of those online courses. It's super, it's on. There's so much work happening, right now behind the scenes. And, when I get a little email notifying me that there's been another pre-order, I get really, really excited. So, again, the Be the Change online courses are just for one, if you just want to like support the Alta Love movement. So we really appreciate sales, just like whether it's a sweatshirt or a book or an online course. We love you guys for supporting us. And the actual online courses are straight up Be the Change. They're just really lighthearted, hopefully like fun and gentle courses that are just permissioning you guys to be the change and make active, practical changes, whether it's buying less plastic, whether it's, meditating every day, and then to be a part of this tribe, to be a part of this kind of down to earth, no BS love tribe that's been really born out of my own kind of compassion and also like deep, intense spiritual awakening journey, which is getting a lot better. Mainly because you guys are all here and suddenly there's like internet land of people who resonate. So it's so loved, so like appreciated, and actually like I really feel this in a real way, like so supported. Everything, when we surrender to like the divine and we become the channel, like I can't function in the system no more, so I'm gonna have to bounce out and figure it out. And then you figure out you're the creator and you figure out you can shapeshift and do all these different things, and it becomes really like exciting. But we still have, or often I would say, we still have like underlying stuff to work through before we can really manifest the money we're asking for, really manifest the relationship we're asking for. Sometimes we have a little bit of unconscious or subconscious junk to work through, but again, that's why Alta Love wants to be really real about this and then offer you more light-hearted approach. So like Zenful Zero Waste is mega practical, right? It's like cut down on your waste, simple as. But then Katie's giving you the backbone, the information, and then the tools for each room. Plus we have recommended retailers. And then the Spirituality Simplified, again, for people who kind of just dig my perspective, and or like people who maybe want to have the coaching, but 100 pounds a sesh is just not something that's viable for you. So you buy the online courses really to gain access to a lot of the wisdom without the weekly calls, right? But you have your own weekly time with Alta Love and Team Love. And then the next one is all about like going vegan, and then after that it's unplugging. So like literally like every single one of these Be the Change courses are just super duper practical. And again, we're a new paradigm company, you guys. So if you're really keen, I know some of you are tribe members, which means tribe members get discounts on all to love products and retreats anyway. So for the tribe members of you guys, make sure to reach out because you want to hook up your discount, yo. And then if you're not a tribe member, then it's 144 pounds. So 144 pounds of information that could drastically change your life if you choose to accept your mission. I love you guys so much. Have an awesome day, and I'll